Well, all good things come to an end, and my days with this Polaris 1000, so graciously lent to me by Polaris, are over. So it's time to return it to its rightful owner. It's a sad day, but you know what? The snow's here, or it's kind of coming. It's just in water form right now. And then we get to play with our snowmobiles. What do you think of the new dump truck? I love it. .5 liters of awesomeness. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to just launch it right off there like I did when I got it, but we've been pretty lucky so far, so I'm just going to be gentle with it. It's only got 85 miles on it. And that's it. Actually, it has 107 miles on it. And the only thing I did to it, I lopped it on its side. People didn't get to see that on video. I cracked this little fender flare off here. Cracked this a little bit so this whole panel comes off. Scratched up the bar here a little bit. And of course, some graphics on there. But you know what? For all that crazy driving I did, I'm telling you folks, it was nuts. I did my best to punish this, and you've seen the videos at Terracross. Some guys are saying, you know, oh, look at them, they're all broken. Well, they're not really. Some of them broke, but if you saw the punishment that we're putting those through, it kind of blow your mind. If you're at that event watching that stuff, it's mind-numbing. And if you think it's that easy, yeah, come try it out. Or maybe sit in the passenger seat and see what you think. It's pretty wild. Other things that I want to talk about. A lot of guys said that these are really front heavy. That's why they sort of land on their nose. And that's really not it at all. They're actually more heavy in the rear. They're lighter in the front. I think it's about 60-40 kind of weight ratio, which makes sense, right? The engine's in the back and there's nothing really up front other than the diff. What happens is, and you saw it in that first video, when I just got this machine, I launched it off the truck and I went, and I was hitting motocross jumps. Now those are designed a lot differently than jumps for these kind of things. They really got a short takeoff run, steep angle of approach. So when a RZR hits that, the front compresses, the rear end comes into it, compresses, and then the shocks come up. And just as you're leaving that jump, the back end wants to pop up on you and you have a tendency to land on your nose. So everybody's thinking, man, they're heavy, you know, because they're landing on their nose all the time. That's not it. If you watch real courses that are made for RZRs, or any other kind of UTV for that matter, they're big, long jumps. The suspension isn't really getting loaded up, and you just take them, and it's a nice, even flowing jump. I've had this thing, and other ones, just all four wheels landing, no problem at all. So that's not really the issue. The weight issue is not it. There's some shock setup you can do, but for motocross tracks and RZRs, not recommended. You don't want to do that. And I mean, you can see videos all over the internet of the guys running these things and wiping them out and end over end. Any kind of UTV for that matter. One other thing you got to watch a little bit. A lot of guys say, you know, when you leave the jump, you got to make sure you're on the throttle. Keep on the throttle real hard and it'll level you out. It does a little bit. You know, there's some engine braking things that go on there. If you let off the throttle just after you leave the jump, engine braking, they call it, the clutches sort of stop rolling like they were wide open, and some things happen there. So yeah, you do want to keep on the throttle, but the main thing is you got to make sure you're on the right kind of track when you're running these things. Now, the only other thing I did to this, I blew a tire in the rear, and that's it. It didn't give me any problems at all. And I rode it hard. No doubt about it. I have to thank Polaris for being on my side helping me out with this whole project, this whole Terracross thing. Joe Duncan at Terracross, Caliber and Piranha X. Big part of this whole thing for old Louie. Getting us out there, meeting all the guys, Levi LaValle, hanging out with him, and RJ Anderson, Cole Kachu, I don't know who else is there, Mitch Guthrie, all kinds of guys. It was a real blast, and I hope to be back next year. But right for now, it's time to get into the sleds. So we'll see you soon. Make sure you keep coming back. I'm gonna miss it, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's get inside, let's have some fun.